and you want them building down when you whip it. Do 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 boo, do 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 boo, do 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 boo, do 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 boo, do 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 boo. Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. Listen, I let you keep the whole I'm singing a bad version of Whip It at the beginning of the show. But
you know what? Maybe I'm the one of this group that is.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Because I'm like, we keep in the bit where I said we're going to get inside your ears. But you're like, no, that's weird. Don't say that. Nobody says it but us, man. We can own it.
Nobody says it but us. I'm Tyler.
I want that on a t-shirt. Get inside your ears.
Wow. And you are?
Get inside your ears. I'm Jake. And this is episode number 149.
149.
Wow. Just say the F word. Let's get it all out.
I
in the
didn't
first
say,
minute
I
and a
didn't,
half.
I said
Neither
140.
have
I said 149.
I know, but I'm just saying. We got the singing in. We got the
We're not going to do the swearing.
The
Because now that I'm aware of it.
I'm not going to say fudge.
Gall darn it.
Or shite.
You better watch what you play on that. Because that counts. That counts.
So,
something from the soundboard.
150, we're going to have more drops and new drops. But I got a new soundboard. So, it's going to be a good time.
Is that your phone that's just going fucking nuts right now?
What do you mean?
Just with all the ding, 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 and all the vibration and whatnot?
Maybe it's your phone, dude.
You're
fucking popular.
Nobody fucking calls me, dude. Are you kidding me?
Oh, shit. We didn't even... 2 minutes. We got to 2 minutes before we
Oh,
said...
fuck!
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. It's a...
God damn it. I feel...
It is loaded like a diaper today.
It's loaded like a potato.
Like a big old poopy. We got X-Men 97. We got Spider-Man Noir, Cable,
Spider-Man Noir,
and DC Elseworlds stuff.
Wow, I don't even know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. Glad you did the work.
Thanks, man.
So
I'm glad somebody
I just
did
fucking
something
show
on it.
up and fucking, hey, let's talk about stuff.
Let's talk about stuff. So let's start with X-Men 97. Episode 9, Tolerance is Extinction Part 2.
D.
So here's the thing for me. I watched episode 8 and then into 9, and I should have... This is the part where I was like, damn it. I should have just waited another week and I could have just watched all 3 together.
Oh,
but,
no.
I know, but going back to back was insane. But this episode was... It's to me, it is truly remarkable how consistently with each episode this show gets better and better.
Yeah.
Like it is like the build to this and all of this in these last 3 episodes. It's going to be these last 3 episodes is going to be insane.
Well, my whole thing about this series is I didn't really watch the original cartoon.
I didn't watch
much
of it
on,
either.
It was on for 5 years, and I know they covered a lot of shit, including the Dark Phoenix and storyline and whatnot.
Because this takes place after that, yeah.
Yeah.
With the whole Madeline Pryor stuff.
Of course, yeah. But they've seemed to kind of, I don't know, they just seem to have accelerated every like major storyline of the X-Men during Claremont's run, and I mean, I know what happens at the end of the episode is not during Claremont's run, that's during Jim Lee's run. But it's a stroke of brilliance to be like, hey, Wolverine's skeleton is covered in metal.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Magneto controls metal.
So before,
how come Magneto's never gotten pissed off enough at Wolverine? And so I give Jim Lee credit for that.
But before we even get to that,
it's probably more.
Before we even get to that,
of course.
We have that reunion. Like, to me, this this Magneto, especially, and I know it's just kind of continuing what they did with him in the comics or what they did in the original run of the show, but it's
It's an
It shows you
acceleration.
how such a good of a villain he is, and how he's always been such an amazing villain in the Marvel universe. Because on some levels, you agree with him.
Mhm.
Because this whole show has been like, Magneto was right. He tried. He tried to be nice with you, and there's Bastion to ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
And like going in on the story of him being like how it's gonna tie with him and Cable with the technovirus and stuff, and how they tie in Nimrod and all of with all of that. It's so crazy. And like, because again, I didn't know much about Nimrod until we talked about it on the show.
I didn't know anything about Bastion. I'd heard of
and
him.
I didn't know Bastion was a part of Nimrod. I didn't know that was the whole thing.
What I read was that Bastion in the comics is an amalgamation of Nimrod and Master Mold,
Yeah.
which is like, holy fuck. Ouch.
You know, it's kind of like
Jesus.
kind of like Superboy, because Superboy is a combination of Lex and Clark.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, it's but I mean, who knows what we'll learn about his origin. I mean, we didn't really learn that much. We learned some, that he was born to a woman, or that a woman raised him,
Yeah.
and that he had a lot of the same childhood issues that, say, Jean Grey had, like a telepath.
Or a mutant in general.
But he's a technopath,
Yeah.
which is he's telepathically linked to all machines, which is like, fuck.
Which is so cool, because that is how they work around the EMP of the last episode. Be like, oh no, these are controlled by him, like
Right,
with
which
his,
is crazy.
So
that-
dude, it's like he's locked into his own version of fucking Cerebro, piloting these fucking Sentinels, dude. That's so fucking awesome.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And how many
such a great
Sentinels,
show, dude.
And just
Ugh.
like, and he knew they were coming and everything. I mean, so, you know, and it's so good. Like, you know, what's her name, or Rogue and Roberto joining Magneto.
Oh, so yeah, let's get into that. I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about that. We kind of been moving around it, but so Xavier finally shows up, you know, at the end of the last episode. So now we're dealing with all.
Well, they're
that
giving
reunion.
everybody is rightly so kind of giving the professor shit.
Yeah, because Charles Xavier sucks. He
Kind of.
always has. He's always been like. He has a noble goal in mind, but a lot of the times he's selfish. And he doesn't go to the lengths Magneto does. He's still trying to save humanity. Like, Magneto's completely gone. And again, you understand. He said, I tried to make peace. I went on your message. I even went so much as to accept the invitation to be a part of the United Nations.
Yeah.
And that still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
There's no going back. And when he looked into that, he had to look in that little boy's eyes.
Yeah, as they were burned out of his skull. Look, he basically he's telling Charles, he's like, you know how, like, you said how it would be, you know, all those times. Well, guess what? I let it be that way, and look what happened. Exactly what I said would happen, not what you said. What I said. Now you're coming at me and telling me again that if we do it your way, this is how it's going to be. I have fucking evidence and blood and death,
And
that proves that what you say is going to happen when we let them do it their way is not going to happen. It's going to happen the way I said it, because that's what they've done every fucking time, Charles. You do not understand this.
you didn't say all that. It's
I'm
not
saying-
nearly that long.
No, I'm.
No, yeah.
But he's, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Well, and-
for once in our lives, I have evidence that says you're bullshitting me
And Rogue
and
also,
you're wrong.
Rogue in this scene and
Roberto
Roberto in this scene both have justified reasons to join him.
Yes.
Rogue lost Gambit,
Yeah.
and she also thought she lost Eric.
Her,
you know,
her point about
But-
saying, like, look, I wanted to help change the world when I joined this group.
but she throws it back at Charles too. She goes, "Who's next to die?"
Yeah.
Jean's
but
already died.
I want to be a part of what Magneto wants to do, which is make a new fucking world. And fuck
But-
humans.
But Magneto's still wrong because he's still going. His response is to commit a genocide. Like, he wants to exterminate humans. And again, you understand why he's hit that point. You understand because he's for years. And like, yeah, the last episode when he's looking at the tattoo from being in the Holocaust.
Yeah. He's already seen.
He knows what this does. He was in Nazi Germany. So
he knows what
yeah,
the end goal result
he's
is.
experienced a genocide himself.
The interesting thing, and this just hit me, but the interesting thing about the tolerance is extinction. I thought when it said, part 1, and obviously it's part 1, 2, and 3, the title Tolerance is Extinction, I kept thinking that it was like something the executioner would say about the mutants.
And that's what it's about. But Bastion saying
but
that.
No, it is Magneto.
Dude,
saying
so the first episode is Bastion, the second episode is Magneto.
I'm just saying
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the phrase itself is from the mutant side. Hey, if we continue to tolerate these fucking little humans that we are better than, they're gonna keep trying to kill us.
And then and Bastion is saying
it just hit me that is not coming from the human side. That's crazy.
No, it's coming from both because Bastion is saying that.
Fucking whatever.
Because Bastion says in the first part 1, he says that to the effect of, we can't let, it's almost similar to what the executioner says, we cannot let, like, the future, like, he thinks the future is going to end mankind. He thinks mutants will end
Bastion
mankind.
says at one point, I think he repeats something that another mutant villain said, which was, it's terrible when you realize that the future's left you behind.
Yes.
Bastion says that in this episode, which is crazy because it's repeated. I can't believe I just burped in the microphone like that.
I didn't hear it.
Wow, all right.
I didn't hear it. It didn't happen. Tuned it out.
But, brutal fucking fight on Asteroid M and brutal fight.
My God. Asteroid M?
Well, what?
He fucking brings in Asteroid M?
Let's finish with Bastion because obviously we don't know what happened with Storage and Form.
Can you write a comic book, Storage and
Form? I'm going to storage it. I'm going to form it. Together we make lightning.
No, it's just they're just building houses. Coming to HGTV.
Storage and Form. Yeah. So Storm and Forge, we don't know what happened to them. That's your phone. What is that?
That's my leg on the. No, it's the chair on the table.
Fucking irritating.
Well, tell me about
it. I did. I've been trying to tell you about it since we started the damn episode.
What the fuck?
What happened? Yeah.
It didn't work.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Be mad at yourself.
So yeah, we don't know what happened to them. What else is going on down on Earth?
Well,
when we left them, they're in danger of.
Well, and we also got to see them in. We got to see Jean Grey in the Marvel Girl outfit. We got to see the full mask of Cyclops. We got the yellow
old school.
We got the like yellow or the like brown and orange looking.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I kind of like that one a lot. Like it looks like all their new costumes look really good.
I thought it was really cool that they were like, dude, let's just do this. So obviously there's a huge fight on Asteroid M, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to basically just commandeer Magneto so that he can save the Earth, so that Charles can save the Earth.
Yeah. This was such a gut punch of a scene. So
all of it.
Especially as me, who is like the basic bitch, like Wolverine's my favorite X-Man. You know, I'm not. But anyway, so for me, it was like exciting to see him get one because he's like, of course, Magneto always is going to defeat the guy with metal for Skeleton. Always. That's always been a joke about their rivalry. It's not much of a rivalry because he could just flick his fingers and he's gone.
Right, but that's always what he did until that time.
But this scene when they're fighting and he jumps on the back of Magneto and you see him fall down and he just kind of gets one up on Eric because he drops the helmet. He finally got it off of him. so that Charles can get into his mind.
Yeah.
And dude, I was so fucking bummed because I'm like, yes, he fucking got him. Like, finally, Logan gets one up on Magneto. And he comes up and he stabs him in the back and he goes, I've seen a lot of war, bub. The brave die first, which is a callback to the original series.
Oh.
Which was, I believe Magneto said that. Or I think Wolverine had said that before, but there was a scene that was in the original series. And then Magneto says, finally, we can put an end to this rivalry. And while Wolverine has his claws in Magneto's back, he rips out the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton.
Yeah.
And it is like almost exact splash page. Like almost like it looks almost exactly like the comic book.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, we're doing that
Well,
too.
then-
Because it was like you said, where it was like, oh fuck, we're gonna do this too, because that's a big storyline in the comics.
So we're building up to it. We're building up to it during this whole fight, and it's gut punch after gut punch. It's Roberto versus Jubilee. It's Charles versus Magneto. It's
why
Rogue
does it keep calling him
versus
Magnus? It's annoying.
whatever.
Must have been a thing from the first series.
Yeah. Well, for a while in the comics too.
Ugh, dumb. Anyway, continue.
It's building up to it, and I don't know why, but I see this happening. I see that. I'm trying not to guess where it's going because I just don't want to. But when he gets Magneto, I'm like, holy shit! Like this just keeps adding.
Yeah, because you believe you
level
thought,
of level
you thought
of
he
level
got him.
of level of
You-
level. Yes.
It's a gut punch because you think Logan
Oh
finally
wow!
got him.
Fucking killed him, and then I'm like, wait a second. If Magneto's still alive, which obviously he is, it's not.
He could pull his claws
well,
out.
it's not.
At least.
It's not far. It's not that. It doesn't take that long to realize that no, Magneto's not dead. Because the way they animate it looks like he gets him right through the chest, but
He gets him through the back. He doesn't get him.
it gets him through the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But later on, they, when he's laying down right before he does it, it's just like, oh shit, and then it happens, and then of course credits, and you're like,
Yeah.
and every Wednesday I always forget to wake up early enough.
Yeah.
I always forget to wake up early enough so that I can make breakfast before my therapy and watch the whole episode. I always have to watch like the first 15 minutes, and then I have to go to therapy, and then I come back and watch the rest of it. It's just like, God damn it, I hate doing that. So I'm going to make sure I wake up early enough tomorrow because it's the final episode.
It's important. Yeah.
I mean, God knows
I
where the
popped the
fuck are
mic,
they
I
going to
know.
go.
They're gonna go right into your heart and break it.
Going
Also, it's gonna get a season 2, so who knows? I don't know what needs to be done, but Bo DeMayo needs to come back. I hope there's something that they can resolve and he gets to come back to do this show because, god dang, man, it is.
I'll say that
It has restored my hope that I think that the MCU is gonna do the X-Men right. And
my thing is yes, but also I really and totally aside. But what I love about this show is when they do the Marvel animation, it's they show all of the animation, like from way back the first
Yeah.
Spider-Man cartoon,
Yeah.
and that shitty Silver
And
Surfer cartoon.
This is what we've been talking about on this show.
I'm the Silver Surfer.
This is what we've been talking about for a while on this show. We want Marvel animation to step up to the power of DC, and I think we're with this show.
Oh, absolutely.
I think as good as those DC movies have been, and how much I love a lot of them, this is up that like I want to see DC do something like this where it is, and I hope that's what we get with Batman Cape Crusader.
Mhm.
But yeah, like Marvel is finally raising the bar in animation for themselves, and they're competing with DC now, and that's good because it's better for everybody when they're both good and competitive.
The best part about this series, more than anything, is that there are no continuity markers they have to hit. You know what I mean? It's its own entity. It's its own universe.
And the fact that it's in '97, where it's like we're gonna commit that it's in this universe. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's not really expressly said what year it is, which I don't care.
I mean, it's he says
ostensibly the
in
90s, whatever.
one of the episodes he says you
Sure.
haven't been able to stop him since 92 or something like that. So like that's one of the
Sure.
references.
Right, but I mean, the point is that it's its own thing. There are no okay, Feige literally can keep his hands off of it because he doesn't have to say like he does to say, a person making a Thor movie. You have to make sure you include Hercules, whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because every single MCU movie has had Feige going, okay, well, you have to have this point mentioned or whatever so that it's all part of the bigger whole as well, right? He's the one who's being the steward of the whole thing. He's said now that he's gotten away from that because he doesn't want to do it as much. But, of course, he has to steer the ship.
Yeah.
This, they can just do whatever the fuck they want. They can kill off characters, no problem. And you know what? Wouldn't surprise me at all if Gambit comes back.
Yeah.
But it's a great fucking show. And I gotta say, as somebody who really didn't ever make an effort, kind of on purpose, to watch the X-Men cartoon. And by the way, did you watch? I started watching the very first episode because after the one episode was done, it went into the, you know what I mean? Dude, that animation is shitty. It is shitty animation.
Back like
Oh
the
my
original
God.
show?
It is
Yeah.
shitty with a capital T.
It's because it was cheap.
It's fucking
Because
terrible.
they had to
dude.
produce so many episodes.
Jubilee looks like she's got dreads. It's terrible.
I can't wait.
They're trying to make her look spiky hair, but it's so bad.
I don't know what they're gonna do after this,
It's fine.
but it's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, I never made an effort to watch the show, but I am pleasantly surprised by how much this show has just turned me back on to the X-Men.
Oh yeah.
And the continuity and all the shit that I grew up with. Like there's so many stories that just really hit me when I was growing up. So I love you.
I want to
Did I just say I love you?
because the X-Men this show is you're not alone. Like
It's got like 98%, 93%.
Like you, I'm in the same boat. I think a lot of people are. It goes back to what we said on this show for a while. It's obvious when a property is good, like this, it's gonna regain interest. Like Fallout was an example. This is an example. Like I'm interested in the X-Men shit, and I've gone back and read X-Men comics and got and I've read up on the lore and things like that. So
I wonder if they're making any new X-Men comics based off, not based off of the X-Men 97, but based upon the success of the X-Men 97.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're making new X-Men comics because they
another great example.
seem like they made a new one every month.
Another great example. I've seen things of the death of Wolverine, which was back in I think 2018.
Yeah.
So people talking about how good that was, and I was like, oh, I might go back. I want to go back and kind of
here's the thing.
read that and shit like that.
Marvel Age 1000, which is actually a really cool thing to have, and I have that. I bought it when it came out. But it's basically a reboot of sorts. It's a soft reboot of the Marvel Universe. And one of the big things is up until that point, since the death of Wolverine, I think this came out in 2020 or 2021. One of the things is that he had been encased in adamantium.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. But everybody's talking about how perfect of an ending
During
that was.
this issue that I'm talking about, somebody, I think it's Jean Grey, but she goes to his monument or whatever, which is just him.
Yeah.
And it's been cut open from inside. And later on, Logan makes contact with an Infinity Stone.
Oh.
And it sets up, and it's also the first appearance of the Avengers 1 million BC. So it sets up like a shitload of timelines or storylines in the Marvel Universe. But it's really cool because I hadn't read any X-Men comics forever.
They
I
kept
heard
him dead for 5 years after
a couple, yeah.
No, legit, he didn't reappear for another 5 years, which is pretty long for a death.
Well, X-23 took his place, and they wanted to make it significant.
Well, I also think it's the same with I was talking about the Venomverse. By the way, X-Men 97. We love it. Can't wait for the next episode.
I'm gonna wake up.
Side
early
note:
enough.
I've been reading the Venomverse stuff, and I'm not gonna like dive into it.
It's
'cause I
not
want-
long box time.
No, I'm saying I'll talk about that at a different time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's the same thing where around when that first Venom movie was coming out, they did the Venomverse stuff, Edge of Venomverse, then Venomverse, and then that led into the Donny Cates stuff. Like that was around the time I'm pretty sure when Logan was coming out, so they really wanted to bump the popularity of X-23. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think that because she like that character was appearing in more and more stuff. She'd
been around before that. Yeah.
There's literally a Venomverse variant of X-23.
Of course.
And an Old Man Logan fucking Venom variant. But
No, I don't believe you. No. Where's your fucking precious soundboard when we need it?
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
I don't know. I was thinking something more appropriate. I don't know what, but not that.
What?
There you go. Sure. So you have it color coded. What are the blue ones?
I don't know.
Why did you color code it then?
Because it's fun.
Next up.
That one looks like the Seinfeld logo.
Wow. Next up.
We got some hot news. Fresh.
What is the Seinfeld logo?
Like an oval and it says Seinfeld,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like yellow and red.
So 90s. Check it out. It's kind of Art Deco, but not really.
Have you heard of this brand new show, Seinfeld?
Listen, we just started using this brand new program called Print Shop.
It's a show that speaks to the youth. Seinfeld. He got like people walked out of his commencement.
Yeah, because he's
speech.
being a douche.
Yeah, because like I said it, and like the last episode, the episode before, where I said he's a dick.
Also,
Seinfeld's a dick. Larry David's a dick, but he's an endearing dick.
Also, Harrison Butker.
So
Fuck
some
you,
news,
dude.
some update.
Some
So-
update.
A while back, we had mentioned that Amazon Prime had the rights to a live-action Spider-Man Noir show.
Ah, yeah.
And we kept saying, is Nick Cage going to be in it? He's not involved. Well, we have confirmation. Nick Cage is going to be.
Is it a cartoon?
It's live action. Nick Cage will be Spider-Man Noir.
Okay.
Wow, there goes his excitement.
No, I mean, I don't know anything about the Spider-Man Noir. I
Oh,
don't know
I think
why
you
it's...
would dig it. It's
you know
pretty
what?
fun.
You know what? I probably would feel about the popularity of Spider-Man Noir that I feel about the popularity of Nightwing.
Okay.
Who fucking cares?
I do, you
Yeah, I know.
jerk.
I'm Dick Grayson. I was the original Robin. Whoop-de-fucking do.
Oh,
What is
you
so
are-
popular
you
about
are
him?
the
What is so
worst.
fucking popular
I
about
don't
him?
like you right now.
What?
You're being ridiculous.
Dick Grayson is...
Dick
Nightwing
Grayson
is fucking
Dick
boring.
Grayson is a better.
So are the Teen
Dick
Titans.
Grayson is a
so are the fucking Teen
Dick
Titans.
Grayson is a better Batman than Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
Yeah, bitch.
Cool.
Anyway, back to Spider-Man Noir. So I've got some confusing things about this. So one, it's interesting. We're gonna say, okay,
Why am I so mean about it? Like
Nick Cage.
Fuck you.
We're gonna have Nick Cage be Spider-Man Noir. I'm into it. I loved his version of
Honestly,
in
that
Spider-Verse.
sounds cool. If they're, I mean, whatever they're gonna try and do, I'll fucking take a look.
So
I won't be able to turn away.
So here's something that I find confusing because I've seen some rumors floating about that it's going to
Floating
be
about.
exclusive to MGM Plus
Oh, fuck
in the
you.
United States, but everywhere else it'll be on Prime.
Fucking lame.
Which I don't think is true because that would be a really dumb decision.
Right?
Because otherwise either you include MGM Plus with Prime
Yeah.
or you just scrap it.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing your competition start bundling, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
Talking about it right fucking now.
But no, well, this could be a great example of this because there's enough interest in this that it would only make more sense to put it on Prime, your bigger service, and it's an opportunity to, keep building your portfolio in a sense of like, okay, you can see like what you did with Batman, with Cape Crusader, which is coming out, or like what you do with Invincible, or Merry Little Batman. Like you're seeing like, oh, Prime is taking these trusted properties and creating interesting things with them. And then to limit something as big as a property as Spider-Man to fucking MGM Plus would be the dumbest decision ever.
Oh, dude, guess what? One of the because at least one game this year in the NFL will be only broadcast exclusively on Netflix.
Oh yeah, the Christmas games.
Yeah.
Or game.
Guess what? I'm not gonna fucking see it.
Come over to my house.
That's not the point. Are you seriously, NFL, with all of the fucking money that you have and all of it being made because you made the smart decision to keep your games accessible to all fans?
You can watch with an
on
antenna.
network fucking TV.
You get 3 channels, you get that.
Now you're doing Amazon and Peacock. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, NFL?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the same fucking thing.
It's like with
Dude,
the MLB not letting people share like highlights on Twitter and shit. It's
Right,
stupid. Why
dude.
would you limit your product?
Right, because
You're only going to gain popularity by being more accessible. And to keep putting this stuff behind paywalls is ridiculous.
hey, we're Major League
we are the MLB.
We're Major League Baseball and we're fucking drowning. Can you throw us a fucking heavy rock?
Sloppy.
That's what you are. But so yeah, let's kind of segue into this. That is one of the many reasons I don't think they will. Spider-Man is too big of a property not to have it on Prime. Even with it being a multiverse variant, we're used to it at this point. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work as live action.
Can I start by saying are we talking about the bundling thing now?
Yeah, we're gonna transition.
So let me start by saying that I pay for a lot of services that I don't really use. I have Disney Plus, which means that I have Hulu. My Hulu logs me out from time to time unless I'm using it like on the reg. It logs me out. And then I don't know what my password is, so I can't, without all the computer.
Yeah, I know. I've just had to go through Disney Plus.
I'm not going to fucking do that shit. So, so I can keep Disney Plus. I'm going to stop paying for Hulu. I have Peacock, Paramount, Prime, Max.
What? Go back. Start listening to him again.
I have Peacock.
What?
Paramount.
What?
Max.
What?
Prime.
What?
And Disney Plus.
What?
You got me on that one, you son of a bitch. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I got one of those smart TVs. It's a Roku enabled whatever. And you have all these options on the left and then all your channels on the right. And one of them I found, it takes me forever to figure this out. But if you go down from home, it's the next one down is called What to Watch. And everything that you've been watching on every fucking streaming service is there. You don't have to go to Hulu and be like, or you don't have to go, where was I watching this movie? Or where was I watching this show? You can go there, and that's really kind of cool. But here's the other thing, is it gives you recommendations based on stuff that you've watched everywhere else as well. And it gives you like,
in my smart TV, yeah.
Right,
mine does
most
that
smart
too, yeah.
TVs do this, right? Now, some of the movies that it recommends me or whatever are like paid movies, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. But some of them are free, like the one that my long box will be this week. And I got to be honest, I have no real problem getting rid of all of my streaming services completely and just using Pluto and Tubi and Roku. Who fucking cares?
Unless it's something we're covering. Unless something we will both want to watch.
For instance, yes, that's you and me. But what I'm saying in a generality is that it really makes no sense. I understand that people are like, oh, we got to have Netflix to get those, first run, da-da-da and shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or we got to get this. I get that. Now, I still haven't seen season 3 of Only Murders in the Building, and here's why. I don't fucking care anymore. And the reason why is because Hulu canceled Reboot. So go fuck yourself, Hulu. I'm serious. I don't give a shit what Hulu does
Are you a
any more than
jilted
Netflix does.
lover?
Yes, I'm angry at Netflix for the same fucking reason.
Oh,
We'll promote the fuck out of these shows until they get popular, and then we're going to cancel the shit out of them. Everybody's out on their ass. So
Or shadow drop them and give them no chance.
So Netflix,
and then be surprised.
fuck Netflix, fuck Hulu, and what I think that's it right now. But I really don't need the other streaming services. I did like Poker Face on Peacock, but most of the stuff that I watch, I can watch either with an antenna or I own it. I still have all my DVDs.
So the reason we're talking about streaming just being the new cable,
And we've been
which is so
we've made a bunch of stuff about
this
streaming.
like this is, you want to talk about definition of insanity or the definition of history repeating itself.
Yeah.
We all cut the fucking cord with cable.
Sure.
And said,
But
you know what? We got all these shows in one place in like a few places with like Hulu and Netflix, right?
Yep.
It'll be fun. It'll be great. It isn't going to be a situation where all these corporations are saying like, yeah, we can make a good amount, or they don't maybe make that much licensing shit out to Netflix or whatever. But they're saying like, hey, we could take that money and we could take all the properties we own and we could put it on a streaming service and people will be into it. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And then we have 20 fucking streaming services.
We talked about this when MGM Plus became a thing.
And
We're like, fucking why? Why?
Hey, maybe it's because
Stars, go away.
Maybe it's because, just maybe, it's because having a flooded market, which we all kind of saw coming, because this is what
way.
Hey, hot take. This is what capitalism does.
Jeez.
It continues to make a market that's unsustainable. So then when you go like, oh no, we can't charge for these 20 streaming services because we have to keep jacking up prices. So what do? We're going to all bundle together. And some people blame the strikes on this, because now we're going to have to pay more actors. You're going to see streaming services merge and shit like that.
Yeah, that's the same bullshit excuse that made everybody go, oh, if you make $15 an hour working for Burger King, then my Whopper's going to be more expensive.
No, the reality is...
Fuck off. The CEO makes it that way, not the fucking market.
The reality is these, like what I just said, they all flooded the market and expected average, everyday Americans to spend upwards of $60 to $70 on all these streaming services, which is what you would be doing with cable.
Oh, it was like 100 or so with cable at the end there.
Honestly, you probably would be the same if you had
Hey, here's a quick side note.
And then you could say, "Oh no, you could pick and choose." Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Like we're talking about. But here's a quick side note.
It's like no wonder this shit happened.
when you said we cut the cable we cut the cord, right? Guess what? We all had to keep our cable companies, though, because they owned all the fucking internet. Yeah. Well, that's changed. But at the time, like Mediacom, I mean, they had the cable and the internet. Mediacom is actually one of the biggest jerks in this whole fucking mess.
It just continues to show you how cyclical all this stupid shit is. And no surprise, and I truly said this a long time ago. I was fine 7 years ago just having like 3 or 4 streaming services, and I have no problem going back to that. And because at the end of the day, to me, it's got to be about quality.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be quantity. It should be quality. And I think what you're seeing with all these things having to merge is the same things we've been saying about the box office recently, where it hasn't been as high as it's been in the past. It's because people are being selective. Because this shit is expensive.
You ever heard, whenever they have expansion in Major League Sports, there's always talk of parity by the league, but the fans and the critics are always saying, well, you're diluting the talent pool. And what that means, basically, as we all know, is if you have 50 spaces in a league, right, and then you bump that up to 100, well, guess what? You had the 50 best guys, now you have the 100 best guys. There's less talent, right? Okay. Same thing with all of these streaming services. Okay, like some days I'm just bored as fuck and I have no show to watch, I have no movie, whatever. I just go to say Peacock and look up comedy movies. And it is filled with the same fucking loser bullshit movies that are just cheap as fuck that they bought up to pad their fucking categories that is on fucking
And then
Paramount.
and then you start to see
that
the
is
same
on fucking
batch
other
of
channels
movies on all these other
it's the
streaming services.
same on Prime. It's the same on Max. It's the fucking same on all these fucking streaming services. It's all these bullshit. Believe it or not, it's all these really fucking terrible Christmas comedy movies. I fucking know, right? Like, no fucking way. But it's all like bad movies or bad comedians like specials. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking for like, Billy Madison or sorry, Happy Gilmore, whatever. One of those old comedies. And none of them, all the comedies, all the old stupid comedies that I like just put on so I can have something in the background, like they're all cost money. And I'm like, why? Why does Funny Farm cost money at all?
Oh, give up Funny Farm, god damn it.
Why the fuck is Funny
It's
Farm
not even that good
free?
of a movie.
It's so good. It should have won the Academy Award. Chevy Chase was robbed. Okay.
Funny Farm aside, I'm sick of it.
Such a great movie.
No, it's oh my god.
Oh, it's so classic.
Go. You know what? Go do once a week with T-Bird and do fucking Funny Farm. Do
Wow.
a special.
Wow.
You keep that shit off OPOT.
Wow.
Get it out.
Get that shit off of my goddamn podcast. You fucking wanker. That's what somebody called me that when I was in England. So I called people here.
I thought it was like a wiener thing, but it's not.
It kind of is. I mean,
So
Kinda
anyway,
means dick.
Comcast is so yeah. The reason we talk about that because last week Disney and Warner Brothers were like, we're gonna do Disney Plus Hulu Max bundle.
I'm gonna fucking throw up. Is
And then
what
this
we
week,
said.
and then this week Comcast is joining Paramount Plus, Netflix, and Apple TV Plus, and then there's a Peacock bundle of some kind that does a couple more. Again, my point is like, oh shocker,
in the
there's
fuck?
4
Fuck
options again.
off. Fuck off.
It's just so
Fuck.
who could have seen this coming? Oh, everyone could have seen this.
That's so
coming.
weird that they're like all of the media is basically controlled by 7 large corporations, and like we
Not
don't
just
know
media,
this.
dude. 7 companies control everything.
Oh,
in
I
this
know.
country.
I know.
Everything.
in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the weird we know. Yeah. So yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks for creatives.
It sucks for creatives and it sucks for audiences.
Mhm.
What am I supposed to watch while I'm building Legos? Not that I want to watch.
How am I gonna escape
Reality.
edges of everyday life?
Yeah, I mean, the society
on.
that we prop up with our hard-earned labor every day.
One more bit of
We
news.
have the power. What?
One more bit of news.
We're about to get shut down.
Well, I feel like we're turning into a Marvel podcast. We don't talk enough about DC shit.
Fuck you.
Whoa.
Sorry. What happened?
Soundboard up.
Oh,
Hold on.
sorry about that.
Homie just said
Ew, fuck you.
Sorry.
live on the air.
Wow.
And I said,
I'll eat your ass.
Wow. And I said,
It's your fault.
no,
no, wow.
I got what I paid for.
That's true. $10 went somewhere.
Get your ass to Mars.
okay.
Okay.
So this past October at New York Comic Con, I believe,
Mhm.
DC said they were bringing back the Elseworlds line,
Okay.
which is exciting because I always loved the idea of the Elseworlds stuff.
Yeah.
And again, it's the same reason why people like the What If comics is it's fun to play in these different worlds,
Play in the sand.
different ideas. And I remember you said on this show, until DC does a series that captivates me, I don't think we should talk about it. Or you don't want to, something to that effect. Just talking shit on DC.
Yes.
So these are the new Elseworlds books that were announced.
Okay.
That are going to start coming out in the coming months.
Do you have the creative teams too? You
I
fucking
don't.
dick.
I don't.
Let me look it up while you're
No,
reading them.
I don't. You don't need to know. Just
I would
hear
like-
me. No. This is what we're playing.
That's
This is the game I'm playing.
Fair,
I just
fine,
want to
go.
go on plot alone.
okay.
Don't think about
No,
who's
that's-
writing it
that's-
and who's drawing. But
No. I wouldn't know them anyway.
for the DC, fuck 'em.
The fucking DC, they're dead to me.
Ow. All right, so
Oh, so you don't like John Byrne, huh, Tyler?
These are the titles for the new Elseworlds line. First up, Gotham by Gaslight.
Wait. These are series?
They're miniseries. Some of them are 6 issues, some are 12 issues.
Okay, all right. Well,
So Gotham by
I read the original graphic novel. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Let me get through the goddamn.
Wow.
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want. Give these people air.
So Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. Here, these are just plot synopses. Extending beyond the confines of the original, the Victoria-era Batman discovers other heroes as a 19th century Justice League is formed in time to uncover the unknown Kryptonian history of Earth. Does that sound like a series that would interest you?
Sure.
Wow. Okay. All right. This one seems kind of weird, and I like it. Oh, this one I do have the creative team. This is Tom Taylor and Yasmin Putri.
Okay.
Putri. So this is Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. Set in the world of Tom Taylor and Yasmin Putri's hit series, the new series sees Deathstroke attempting to deal with a curse that has plunged the world into a permanent winter. So it's like medieval era looking Deathstroke. Or no, Norse mythology kind of Deathstroke idea.
Pass.
Okay. This one you're going to pass on for sure. DC versus Vampires World War V. Matthew Rosenberg and Otto Schmidt return for a new year-long series that sees Barbara Gordon installed as the Queen of the Undead. This is Tyler.
Oh, no. Come on.
Next.
I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, Elseworlds.
Well, there was a book. Well, it's a sequel to a previous thing, like DC versus Vampire. It's like Marvel Zombies. It did a DC versus Vampire.
So, and that second thing sounded like it was just a continuation of the Metal Knights or whatever.
So,
right?
There are only there's 6 here, and 3 of them are sequels. 3 of them are originals.
Okay,
like new ones. So that World War V was the last sequel. So these next 3 are originals. Sure. Batman the Barbarian. A reimagining of the Dark Knight as a medieval warrior, and the selling point is that this is written and drawn by the Human Target's Greg Smallwood.
Okay.
I have seen they have shown images, screenshots of it. This one looks pretty freaking rad. I'm kind of interested in that one a lot. This next one I think is the most interesting one and the one I want to read the most.
That Barbarian one sounds neat.
I like that one. I like the concept.
But didn't they make toys and shit like that though?
This one seems fucking cool, and I'm stoked. Green Lantern Dark. In a post-apocalyptic world overrun by monsters, humanity has one hope to survive, but the Green Lantern has been missing for years. So Green Lantern is the only thing that can fight them, which I'm sure they're going to tie it into willpower. But that one seems interesting. I'm kind of into that. You had me at post-apocalyptic Green Lantern. And then this is the last one, Batman Nightfire. When Gotham City is destroyed in an all-encompassing blaze, Bruce Wayne decides to do something he's never done before. Prevent the tragedy by traveling back in time. Oh, I wish I had the drop. Back in time.
Back in time. Back in time. No.
What?
Pass on that last one.
I feel like there's 2. This is...
So wait,
So
let me.
Go ahead.
Let me just remember, or let me get this question kind of answered. That second one that you read is a continuation of the Dark Knight or Metal. What is it? The Batman Who Laughs. What was that whole Dark Metal?
That was Dark Knights
Metal.
This is Dark Knights of Steel. Yeah, as far as I know, it's not the same as Dark Knights Metal.
But what is it called? Dark Knights of Steel.
Yeah.
And read the synopsis again.
That one is a sequel, but it's a series that has Deathstroke attempting to deal with a curse that has plunged the world into a permanent winter. It's like a Norse mythology inspired Deathstroke kind of.
I don't really care about Deathstroke. He's a Teen Titans. Here's the thing.
It's just too much of a focus on Batman, I feel like.
Right, but before we continue,
it's always been DC's problem.
I want to say that this is I do need to branch out more, and that is absolutely no doubt. However, I I feel like the comics I read, like when I was growing up, the DC comics I read, I don't know if I ever was really that much of a DC guy. I was always kind of more Marvel anyway. And when I said, a book that inspires me or whatever by DC, it's because I don't really relate to any of the characters. They're still unrelatable to me. No matter how much they humanize them and everything, it's still Superman and Batman. And I've never related to either of those heroes or any of the heroes in there. Almost every hero is rich in the DC universe. That makes no sense to me.
So Gotham by Gaslight.
Having said that, that sounds cool.
I'm pretty sure, the way that I had them listed are in release order.
Well, Mike Mignola was involved in that first one. Is he involved in this one? Do we know? Did you see?
Of what? Gaslight? No, it's Andy Diggle and Leandro Fernandez.
Okay, well, sure. No, it might be cool.
But yeah, the way I had it listed is how it's released in order.
Okay.
So June will be the release for Gotham by Gaslight.
Okay.
All Winter is July. August is DC versus Vampires, which why wouldn't that be in October? But September will be Batman the Barbarian. October, my birth month, we'll have Green Lantern Dark. That's the one I want to read out of all of them, and I think that's the one we should probably, I think, at least give number one a shot.
What was that third one again?
What?
The third one.
Third one what?
You read me 6.
Yes.
What was the third one?
I told you already. That's the Vampires one.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely not. What was the fourth one?
I don't. Oh, my God. Batman the Barbarian.
Yeah, that sounded cool.
Jesus.
You're trying to get me interested in DC, and I'm asking questions about what you like, and you're getting pissed at me.
You know what? You're right. It's
so.
I am
Again,
You are nothing but garbage, yeah.
I
Nothing but
believe
garbage, guy.
that
You
first
have to
one.
drop play, damn it.
Okay. That first one and Batman the Barbarian and the Green Lantern one, I like all 3 of those, so we can read 3 of those. Is my vote.
There's only one that I really want to read, but I'll check out Batman.
Which
the
one
Barbarian.
is the Green Lantern?
Yeah, but I'll check out Batman.
I read the
Barbarian.
original Gotham by Gaslight, and that was really good. I didn't watch the movie though.
The movie's all right.
I always found that whenever I watched a movie that they made, a DC animated movie out of a graphic novel that I really liked, it's always slightly different. And it pisses me off. It's like, God damn it.
It's just enough to annoy
Can
me.
you just make the comic book that I love so
The
much
exact
move?
Same fucking
All I want you to
thing.
do is take the exact same thing, but make the pictures move.
That's it.
And give me sound.
You dummy.
You fuckers.
Hold on. Did that sound like I'm like turning a page?
Did you bring the comic down?
No, it's still upstairs. I'm a dirty bitch.
All right, that's enough.
Let's talk about Punisher.
The Punisher.
Number 8 by Jason Aaron, Jesus Saiz, and Paul Asaquita.
I hope we're pronouncing that right.
I really hope because
otherwise we're a bunch of fucks.
Tune into 93.5.
The fuck. What's our new radio station?
Inside
Pirate
joke.
Radio.
Yeah, pirate radio. We can't afford the FCC.
We
baby.
can't afford the FCC to fuck us up.
So the issue opened. My dog is fucking up the studio right now. The fuck studio. So it starts with Maria having a flashback in the park. And I love how they do this. Because first I hit puberty there. Me as a reader.
Yeah?
Sorry, my dog.
No, yeah, go ahead.
It's very distracting. He's done now.
Maybe.
So Maria starts in the park, and as a reader, I'm thinking like, oh God, are we gonna have to relive this?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't. It plays with your expectations because it cuts, and we go to the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, we see the flashback of Frank and Maria going through couples therapy.
What is he doing? Went like,
All right, now that
thought we were gonna have a moment, but Jake broke that one in two.
so back to the Punisher.
Just just
we start with Maria having the flashback in the park, and then she was telling that story during a couples therapy session, and she was talking about how like 1 minute Frank is a awesome husband, awesome father,
and the next he's just distant,
walled off, and doesn't talk to her for a while, and the only time he mentions or talks about anything is when the therapist talks about soldiers in war, and he says, "I'm not a soldier, I'm a Marine." And Maria's like, "That's the only response I get." And then it kind of cuts back to the present, and he's doing his daily killings. And then the handbrake in, and they're like, "Hey, Ares is coming. He knows how to get here. They're coming after us." And Frank just says, "Let them come." Like he's at this point of the story, Frank has truly bought in that he could defeat Ares now. Like he's fully like, I am the beast. I am the fist, whatever you want to call me. He believes this, you know. And there's this thing where I like where she says, "What do we do?" And Frank dismisses that and says, "We?" As in, like, I'm going to do this. You're going to go guard the beast or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was a nice power move, I think, by Frank. And then the people that he was going to kill, he takes his gear off.
Yeah, and he goes, "Give them." Yeah.
He throws all these swords down and says, like, "Let them come at me." And this is his demonstration to them, like, I am the beast. Like he just beats the fuck out of these guys.
Like he sees into their minds. Like he's already knows, but what he says to them as he beats them. You gotta read that shit.
Yeah. He reads all the crimes that they committed about, like, you know, he was 14, you thought no one saw, they were always drugged, you thought no one remembered. So he's like talking about these horrible people, the horrible crimes.
As he kills them.
As he's killing them because he can see, and his eyes are glowing red because that's the sign of the beast, of like that's the gifts of the beast. And now the hype.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Most of the story, what he's doing is kind of, you know, admirable. You know, like, cool. These people hurt kids, and they hurt,
it's the same as killing Nazis. You aren't going to argue with killing Nazis in
right,
the story. Just
right.
like you're not going to argue with killing child abusers.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. And when he, like, punches this dude's face into a fucking pink or, like, a crimson mist and brain matter, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he he rips one dude's arm off, and then, like, one guy finally stabs him, but that's not enough, and he rips him in half.
Yeah.
And that's when the priestess is like, he's got the healing now. He has all but one of the gifts, and she says, "His rage shall grow beyond all control. Blessed be the rage of the fist." And then we see Maria notice, like, looking at the bullet holes on her skin, and then she gets the flashback of the gun, and she finally talks to the priestess. And that's where they kind of set up, like, she's, like, still being like, "Where are my children? Can I ever leave here? What's going on?" And the priestess is like, "You need to go back." So the priestess keeps talking to her and then gasses her to knock her out and be like, "Take her back to the bed.
Yeah.
She needs to rest." Because, again, the priestess knows, I need to keep her alive, and I need to keep her kind of sedated so I can keep her.
Yeah, I can't have her walking around asking questions and shit.
So Ares is breathing down Frank's neck. The guards the dogs are leading him, but he's talking about how all the other dogs killed themselves.
Yeah.
So there was only one left, and he's like, "Yo, you're gonna lead me." And he goes, "If you think there's a release in the app," this is again what I love about the idea of the god aspect of this, being like, "Oh, they're already being tortured in the depths of Hades right now, so like your afterlife's gonna suck too. I'll make sure of that because my uncle kind of runs the world." So then we have a flashback of Maria hearing Frank in the middle of the night. She grabs the gun he gave her, and she asks what's going wrong, and he said, "I thought I heard something." And he goes, "Go back to bed." She says, "No, not without you." She said, "I need a husband. I need a father. I need you to be present. You know, can you do those things?" He says, "I don't know, but I want to try." And they kind of have a tender moment, make out on the couch, and then we get a cool shot where it pans in the last panel and it shows the hand were outside. That's what he heard.
Mm.
And again, it's just the idea of them playing with the idea of, oh, the priestess and the hand have always been following Frank. I think what I love about this fucking book is what I've always loved about it, is it's cheesy and over the top in all the right ways for a Punisher. For me, like reading this, and someone who's not a huge Punisher guy, but like when he's fucking rallying his person, he takes those hand ninjas that had their families killed, makes them his personal guard, and says, "She will be punished, and I promise you, you'll see your families again."
Yeah.
And then he leads him, and he says, "You have served the hand. Now it's time to serve me. Call me the High Slayer, the Fist of the Beast. I don't give a damn. I just need you to know, will you stand with me?" And they all say, "God bless the Punisher." It's just like that kind of shit is why I love comic books and why I love this story of just like, it's so crazy of like how well the artwork in the present that Zaiz is doing and the artwork of the past that Azakita is doing.
Yeah.
And how well Aaron is telling that story of just this idea of reconstructing this, keeping things canon, but also reconstructing this character.
Well, and
it's such an interesting character study.
Well, I've talked about it so many times, and we're getting closer and closer. We're on issue 8, which after this week, there's only...
Because it's 12. So, yeah, next week will be...
There's only 4 more
10,
issues
11,
after
12.
this. This is where we're getting more and more into Maria's point of view. And what we're learning is that we've already learned that their relationship is based on a lie. They fell in love based on a lie, and of this other kid that was friends with Frank. And we see her questioning, what is she really doing? What is she really doing there? What was she in the relationship for? What exactly was it about Frank that she fell in love with? And who has he become? And she's starting to question that. And Frank needs her to not question that. And in the grand scheme of a lot of things these days, there are a lot of men who don't want to be questioned about, who they are and whatnot, and their spouses and whatnot are
but at the
being led to question. And it's a microcosm, and it's a microscope turned onto our own society that a lot of people, right? That have dark fucking secrets. And there's a lot of people that will stand by those people even when they know those secrets. Maria doesn't know all of Frank's secrets yet, but so far she stood with him, knowing that he was a Vietnam veteran who suffered from PTSD. But she doesn't know the half of it. And we're going to get to a point soon where she's going to find out. This where she has that tender moment with him is just really important because of the fact that they had tender moments. That's important to the story. There wasn't just... It
wasn't all bad.
No. It's important to the story that, yes, there were moments that caused the two of them to fall in love. He truly did love her. She truly did love him. Yeah, the part, I think, last issue or a couple issues back where she comes home and she's terrified and she finds that they've all been sleeping in the tent. Like, that's really tender. That's a really touching moment.
But then you also have moments where he takes the dagger of the beast and says, recast this into bullets.
Right.
I'm like, this is why this book is so fucking good, dude. Because it balances all that weight and emotion and depth you probably wouldn't expect to Frank in a Punisher book, and then having this insane moment where
we're just over the top dumb fuckery.
An epic build to this fight with Ares. Like, by the end of this, you want to see these two fucking rip each other apart. Because he shows the priestess praying to the beast, It says, "Be with him, O beast. Guide his blade. Guide his bullets." As he's fucking loading a red branded gun.
Oh,
With
it's
the-
red. The gun is
It is red. And its bullets
branded.
are from that fucking dagger. And he's loading it and cocking it as Ares is approaching. Ares smashes the head of the final.
Yeah, he's like,
dog.
that'll do.
Yeah, good job. Kush. And he shows up, and it's this big thing where he has like sound the trumpet, apostles, let the heathens know the God of war has come. And like just again the build, the epicness of it, where he's like, well, even before that, he's like, Punisher, behold the tidings of great joy, being like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
But then he gets blown up, and Frank says, gods don't win wars, bullets do. And he's got red bracers now. His logo's red. His eyes are glowing red, and he's got that red gun. I'm like, it shouldn't be as fucking cool as it looks. But it does. And again, that's the beauty of this series and the beauty of what Aaron and Azakita and Zayas have done with just how perfectly it balances the really serious, sad, like dramatic elements, but also the fucking dumb fuckery cool shit. And that's why I love comic books. You know? That's why I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be, obviously, next issue will be, as you can tell.
Number 9.
Yeah. Wow, good job. But
can count.
next, I can count from 1 to 10. Number 9 is going to be, as you can probably guess. Is that your fucking table again? Making those
You're
noises?
just hearing shit, man.
What?
You're just hearing shit. You're just hearing shit. All right.
Number 9 is going to be, obviously, the battle between Ares and Punisher. So we look forward to that
Excuse
next
me.
week. Next week.
All right, next book.
Well,
I'll introduce it.
I
talk
guess
about
so. I guess I don't get to touch any of the fucking
it.
books.
No, you can. I just want to talk about
Whatever.
it. And I like to hold it. I want people to see it in this audio podcast. So in my
Are we
hand,
using camera 1 or camera 2?
which one?
Which one?
I was.
Do you want me to?
I tried to get Tyler to read this book at a different stage of my life, and he was like a few years ago, and he didn't read it.
And I was a what?
Because he's a jerk. So what I'm holding
fucking
is Chew by John Layman and Rob Gilroy. This is Volume 1, Taster's Choice. So this is a collection of the first 5 issues. It was a 6. So it started in 2009, ended in 2016. It was a 60-issue run. I have the whole entire series. I really like this story. I really like these characters, because like when it first came out, at the time I was reading The Walking Dead pretty religiously, and I think it was like I want to say like July or August of 2009 is when that. So the new issue of The Walking Dead had a double issue. It was a double issue. So you would read the issue of The Walking Dead, and then you'd flip it, and then you could read the first issue of Chew. And so that was my first exposure to it, and I instantly, and it was black and white, like The Walking Dead was kind of cool. So that was my first introduction to it, and I kind of just fell in love with it right away because I just loved its sense of humor. I loved its art style and like how it is great. Like, I think this story only works as well as it does because of the partnership of Layman and Gilroy. I think they really complement each other's styles, where that's like that deadpan, sarcastic sense of humor of Layman and the like very stylized, cartoonish art. And yeah, I really love this series. I've read this particular volume probably like 2 or 3 times. Not for sure 3 or 4 times. I've only read the whole series all the way through about once. But anyway, so this is your first time reading the first 5 issues of Chew. As someone who hasn't read it before, what did you think?
I fucking hated it. No. So. Jesus. Can't turn your microphone down. As So I had never read this before, and yeah, he had brought this up to me many times before, and I am a creature of habit when it comes to my entertainment. I'm breaking out of that. I've been going to a book club, but I'm also Jake was gracious enough to read a couple of series so far, and I hope to get more in there. And I feel like it's only right for us to expose ourselves to the other one.
You made it weird. It was fine, and you made it weird.
There you go.
No.
So no,
and
I've
that was
never.
my goal. That was my goal.
Right, but I never read it. Oh, sorry.
And I just want to that
Go.
was my approach, and you and I agreed on this. My approach was like we wanted to kind of get back to talking about comics, and by doing these series and reviewing these series together, yeah, it's a way of us to like, hey, I really like this book, you should check it out, and like giving each other like exposing each other to new series.
So
I was like, no, you got to read it now for the show.
I started reading the comic, and in my mind, the guy is a well-established, like, that's what he does. He knows about it the way it seems in the front thing.
So yeah, the main character is Tony Chu. He's a cybopath. Or cybopath, whatever you might want to say. And yeah, so he gets psychic impressions from food, and they mention it several times throughout the series that when he eats things, he gets psychic impressions from them.
So the prologue, first of all, when you cut yourself, you don't just keep cooking, man. You dummy. That's like a serious health code violation.
That's a bad dude. We know
I
that.
guess you shouldn't be cooking. Even chefs who are bad should know that. But it's part of the plot. Anyway, so pretty much at the beginning of every issue, or most of them, is meet Tony Chu, and they have a couple of panels. He's doing here's why, and
so it's like when he eats a burger.
Oh no, actually, okay.
When he eats a burger, he sees the cow being butchered. Which cow was butchered?
Right.
And shit
Yeah. And beets, so he eats beets.
He eats beets because it blocks his abilities.
And so I don't really understand what's going on here at first.
Okay.
And I'm reading it and everything, and I see like the guy who's got chicken, okay, and then this other guy's got a shitload of chicken. It's his brother.
Well, because in this universe,
we're starting to learn about this avian flu.
Chicken is
outlawed, and
so
then
they make like chicken substitutes and things. Yes, because there's this avian flu that caused a bunch. Which is funny. This came out in 2009, but it's like this pandemic level thing, and they were blaming it on chicken. And so because of that, it became outlawed.
Right, and then they're about to go in and do the thing, and they do the...
So he eats some soup.
Oh, my God.
He's with his partner,
order.
Colby.
Screw the menu. Give me 2 drumsticks, a breast and a thigh, all extra crispy, coleslaw, mashed potatoes, side of baked beans, and a great big goddamn Coke to wash it down. What's the soup?
Also, Kobe will grow on you because he's kind of an annoying douche in the beginning, but he'll grow on you. But yeah, so Tony eats the soup, and look what happens. He eats the soup that the blood was spilt into from the cook, and then he like finds out, oh, that dude's a horrific murdering psychopath. So they bust into the first bit. So this is what I mean of like the stylized art, where it's like when I try and introduce this, because I try and introduce a lot of the people to this, even people that I know don't really read comic books, because this isn't a superhero book, you know what I mean? I liken it to like an Adult Swim show, like with this art style. So when Colby gets the fucking cleaver in the side of his face, it is a shocking moment of violence, because you're like, oh, damn, okay. Yeah. But what I love about this series, most of the time, the violence is comedic. It is there is some like seriously violent moments, but most of the time the violence is over the top. You know what I mean? And so yeah, we meet Mason Savoy, who we put Chu in the FDA because they're like, yeah, how do we justify you just chomping on this dude's corpse after he slit his throat?
And so then we learn this guy, Mason Savoy, is also a psychopath. And I don't want to like go through every issue or whatever, but no, I mean it's 5 issues, so I mean we can but throughout there's very interesting ways. Like the story, the writing is interesting because it'll start one way, and then come back to you and say, okay, there's this thing, and this is how this happened, and I hope you like finger foods because he's got to eat this guy's finger to figure out this. It's Evan Pepper, and that's kind of an ongoing thing or whatever, and the avian flu and whatnot.
Hates him, yeah.
And his superior hates him and everything, and what?
Keep going.
Well, then they go and they meet Amelia, who is this love interest of his, and she writes. What is she? Whatever. She writes.
She
whatever
is a
she writes.
scriber or something.
Yeah, whatever she writes, like about food, like you can taste it. And lately she's been writing.
Sabo Scrivener.
Okay. And lately she's been writing about nothing but just like the worst fucking.
She's bored.
Right. So she writes it, and people are reading the newspaper and just puking everywhere. And there's this whole deal, and she leaves. I got kind of bored around the whole vampire thing. I was like, what is going on here? I'm bored. And then at the
That
end,
pays off
Savoy kicks his ass. I don't.
That pays off. The vampire stuff pays off.
Yeah,
more
but then
in
they
mo-
fight and like what?
listen,
I don't know.
it's so good. You're missing the best parts. Because one of my favorite parts, comes in issue 4, where they're trying to find the remains of. Again, this all makes sense. He's Layman is planting the seeds of long term of what he wants to do with the story. And I'll admit, when I was first reading it, that this issue 4 is kind of a weird turn because it's introducing space and this telescope shit.
Yeah.
But so they show up to Washington D.C. to get the remains of to get a lead on this case, and this lady gives him a cremation thing. Because she's like, I know what you guys do. I think it's fucking gross. I'm not going to let you eat a corpse in here. So it's a cremation thing, urn. So Savoy goes, oh, it's an urn? And opens it next to a fan. And it's like 5 panels, and they're all wide. And it's just one is completely white, and then it slowly starts to see them take shape. And it's just something cool that what I love about this book is how it played. And like, I know I say this with every book that I like, but the best comic books are the ones that play with the medium and play with it. And so the fact that you have 3 panels of this 4-panel thing here with no dialogue, and it's just you're laughing at like the silliness of them being covered in these ashes. But the episode, like, I understand where you're coming from because, yeah, even for me, issue 4 is kind of weird, but again, it pays off later in the story. But issue 5, I don't know. Do you think the turn on Savoy was too fast? Is that why you didn't like it as much?
I just.
Again, he's planting the seeds. It makes more sense later on in the story. You also have to look at it as not like a complete thing. This is part
it's
1.
too late.
This is issue 1 through 5 of a monthly series. So like they have to.
How many are there?
It's 60 issues. There's 12 volumes. If you want to, we don't have to keep going. I just wanted to see if you would be interested in it if you would finish it, because I know you didn't finish it last time. Like,
I think maybe instead of doing 5 issues a week.
Yeah, and we could go to do the Punisher thing where it's one at a time. You could just read it. I've already read volume 2 again.
Maybe.
So you could read it. And I've already read it a couple times. So, like, for me, it's just recapping things.
I think that's why I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of shit. I
I
don't want to talk about 5 issues at once.
Yeah, and it's a lot. But for me, I read it so many times
this
that
is why
it's
we
just,
need a producer. We produce. Don't get me wrong. We need somebody to come in and be like, all right, that's enough.
Well, okay, so like what I love about this too is just like the art has so many Easter eggs and so many like jokes in the background of like and then issue 3 when they meet Amelia at this like shitty sushi restaurant. Like nobody orders food here because it's shitty, and so then all these ninjas pop out, and then fucking Savoy. It works as a fun action set piece because like one of these like critics said something on one of the backs. There was a quote where it said like, the beauty of this story is it doesn't tie itself. It can't be tied to one genre.
Yeah.
It kind of blends a bunch of different stuff. It's a comedy. It's a cop procedural. It's a buddy cop thing. You know, it's a bunch of different layers to it. And it's
and maybe that's where I'm at too. Is that what are you trying to do?
yeah. One of my favorite ones.
What are you trying to do, John Layman?
After he's supposed to eat the finger of the burger, he goes to the burger place and he confronts this kid, and the kid's like, "I'm not talking to you, you fucking pig." Blah 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 blah. So then he like pretends to call a strike team where he's just chatting with Savoy, and Savoy's like, "Are you having fun?" Like saying this shit, and then there's this big like panel like covers most of the page, and there's this huge bubble of dialogue, like an insane bubble of dialogue, but again works for the book because it's fucking funny. Because he's just last week I stole $40 from the register so Frank Barton and I could buy beer and weed, and it wasn't the first time. Like just he's like confessing to all these crimes and then just being a shithead kid. I just think it's a fun scene. But it again is a newcomer, and I'm glad. This is why I'm glad we did something like this, where it's a book that I've read a few times or a story that I've known for a while, because I like having you with fresh eyes being like, okay, well, there's elements that I like, but it seems kind of,
but some of it sucks.
Like it's just not connecting it. And again, I'm telling you, the next volume, like it makes more sense as it goes on. I think it's for the most part pretty well constructed. And one of my sorry, fucking sinuses.
Stop doing so much coke.
I love it.
Love it, love it, love it.
Love that cocaine.
Love that cocaine.
Crack cocaine.
Nice. I love that shit.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just went through the whole. You know what? You know what's really funny? In the time that it took you to do those sound drops, the amount of time that it took you, we need another bump of coke.
Oh,
that's what sucks about cocaine.
Anyway,
we need to have Kleenex down here.
Now bored.
Wow.
Is that Sergeant Slaughter?
It's Macho.
I know.
I know.
I know.
It's a bit. Yeah. We could do more of a one issue, because I'm sure you're gonna have questions and like we want to talk about it, more of a breakdown. And I think we should go back to doing something with that. And I wanted to try doing a trade, because I wanted to dip into my collection of series that I wanted you to read as well.
And here's the other thing too that helps, which is, I think it's great that we're talking about how to improve the bit about the show on the show.
I'm just saying, if we do volume 2, we'll
do
it.
No, I'm saying, yeah, no, you're right. We should do it like one issue at a time. No, but one thing that helps is that you and I both know the Punisher and Daredevil and all the other people.
Yeah, this is a completely new thing.
You're asking me to give a shit.
Oh, I know
about a brand new.
I got sex criminals. We're gonna read sex criminals at some point. I think what we should do is, if we're going to do what we have been, where we have one series that we keep reading throughout that's a longer one, and then do something like, I'm down to do Sins of Sinister once we're done with Punisher. And we'll talk about this off the air.
I think that's 14 issues.
Let's get back to it.
It's a long box.
All right, everybody. So I had to change this last minute for me, but
well, fuck you.
I'll talk about this next week. So, this over the weekend, I saw that finally appearing on HBO Max. That's right, HBO Max, not Max.
Is it Funny Farm?
Not fucking Funny Farm.
Was it The Wire?
It was The Iron Claw.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is the the Von
you
Erich's
talked about
movie
this
with Zac Efron being Kim and Von Erich, and I think it's similar to how I felt with Joker, where I was like, it was a very well made movie, but I don't need to watch it again because it is a very sad movie, very heartbreaking movie. But as someone who is always loved pro wrestling, and I love that we're getting to a point where we talk more and more about, because there's been documentaries about it. There's been this movie where we're doing more of like the territories of like the late 70s, early 80s before WWF and WCW took over, and
Known in the wrestling world as the shitty years.
hey, the territories were great.
The golden years is what I meant.
I don't know.
The silver years.
Jeremy Allen White is also in it. He's Carrie Von Erich. Across the board, I think it's well acted, but like it just what's so sad about that movie, because there's some like I knew what was going to happen, and even I was like, damn. Like as it's getting to that point of the movie, I'm just like, I just looked at Ashley. I was just like, I'm gonna be so fucking sad by the end of this, because they're at Kevin's wedding, and David, who is who their dad has decided is going to be the one that's going to be the world champ now, he's puking blood at his wedding, and they're talking, and he's like, oh, it's kind of a shock. Kevin's like, it's kind of a shocking wedding, because his wife is pregnant now, and he's like, oh man, I'm so excited for you, dude. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. And I'm thinking in my head, he's going to be dead soon. Like, he's going to be dead the next scene. And then sure enough, they have it. I'm spoiling the movie, but
Thanks a lot, Dick.
this is real life. These are
You
actual
are a
people.
dick.
This story's been out for a while.
You are a dick.
Well, they're all dancing. There's a shot.
Do we still have pizza time?
There's a shot where they're all pizza time for real events. Could you imagine?
I got something to tell you about Pompeii. Play pizza time.
Pause. Let me sidetrack this very depressing movie I'm about to talk about. Could you imagine if God, before something bad was going to happen, just goes, spoiler alert, this is going to be bad. You're fucked. So anyway, the Iron Claw. To me, the most depressing thing about this whole thing, this whole story of this family, is if their dad just once would have just fucking been a real man and been like showed some emotion and actually treated, like told his kids he loved them or he was proud of them more than, and not like they were never going to be good enough, and he was living too much of his own dreams and fantasies he was putting on these kids of being this world heavyweight wrestling champion, and like fucked those kids up so bad that they killed themselves, man. They fucking killed themselves. It's such a sad story, but it's such a well-made movie, but that's something I'm like, I don't know if I could watch it again. Like it's fucking depressing. But bringing it back on the upside.
Bring it back on the upside. Wow.
Zac Efron with that terrible wig, I'm telling you, make him He-Man.
What?
All right. Tyler, what's on your big old long box?
Well, let me get this out of here. Let me just zip. Wow.
I want you to sit with that for a minute.
Let me just hang out for a second.
See how it feels.
So I was see how it feels. So I was watching just random movies. One of the movies I watched was 2010, The Year We Made Contact, which is a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey. I will do that one at another time. That movie led me to this movie called Marooned, which was made in 1969, stars Gregory Peck,
Nice,
Richard Crenna, Gene Hackman, and David Jansen, and Mariette Hartley, and Lee Grant. There's a bunch of people that were famous for that time, but the ones Crenna, Peck, Hackman. So okay, so first things first, like, you see Apollo 13 when you're my age, when it came out in the 90s, so I was probably in my 20s. And at the time, Apollo 13 was like, wow, what a breakthrough in filmmaking, because it's so realistic. And, they're talking about how basically all they, like Tom Hanks is telling us how they literally are just in his tiny little cockpit with a, giant wall of instrumentation in front of them, like,
Yeah.
and I'm watching this movie, and that's exactly what they're showing in this movie. And here's the fun part. This movie's made 8 years before Star Wars. And the reason why it was in my queue or recommended to me was because of Gene Hackman, but also because, Gene Hackman's one. I watch a lot of the.
Sorry, I'm just laughing.
My smart TV, just like everything else, tracks me, and it's like, hey, you watch a lot of Gene Hackman movies.
But because of my stupid brain, when you said that, all I could hear was Gene Hackman fucking saying, "Hey Tyler, you should watch this."
One thing you like. That was not great. I'm sorry. What? It wasn't that great, was it? Was it? Was it okay?
I don't know. Ask Gene. You talk to him.
But it brought me to this movie, and I'm like, okay, so let's. But also because, of any notoriety at all, not just the people in it, but it won some substantial Academy Awards for special effects. So these are special effects that would influence, later science fiction projects, where they're trying to make it look like you're in space. And a lot of it was achieved with wires and whatnot. But it's interesting to see, like, the first time they show like effects, they're in the space lab that they've connected with the astronauts, and one guy's hanging upside down, and the other guy is sitting on a chair on the wall, okay, and then another guy are bicycling on the opposite wall, okay, and the way that they show but they just show them doing that for a while, like because you could tell, like, in 1969, movie-going audiences were like, what the fuck? What kind of deal with the devil did you make, Mr. Director, sir, that you somehow got your actors to be able to pretend they were in space by being weightless? What in God's name, son of Lucifer, you did taking their cross to the church, to the theaters, just freaking out like, you have done something wrong, mister.
My name is Cletus the movie critic.
And I just want to tell you
for
that
Christian Broadcasting
Network. If you don't like devil worship, then don't go see Maroon starring Gene Hackman.
That is witchcraft.
That is witchcraft. Like, literally, right? Like, as a moviegoer today, now I'll say this. For 1969, the effects look really fucking good because you can tell, waiting for it. What is it? You fucking dick.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
I never know exactly what you're gonna play. That's the funny part.
Sloppy.
Yep. So.
I'm kidding. Go on. Continue.
So we do this movie, and again, it's a fairly straightforward drama. They get to the space lab, and then they have to come down because they're showing signs of fatigue, and they come down into their propulsion unit, whatever, their whatever they came up in, the Iron Man 1 is what it's called, and their ship, the little pod. And they get in it, and then their retrofire. Their jets are supposed to fire so that they can get down through the atmosphere. Right? It's a very technically sound movie. Like, for the 1969, it's like, wow, this is really, really good. They go through the whole gamut of, like, the how tos and the oxygen. It's very technically, as a avid moviegoer and somebody who's probably smarter than things about things than the average American or human being, and about things like that, I can tell that it's well made. They had a really good technical advisor on the film. But so it doesn't fire, so they're stuck up there. And they're like, okay, well, let's try this. And if we can't do this, then they're basically fucked. And then it takes 7 years for their orbit to deteriorate enough for them to come down to Earth so they can bury them. Like, that's fucked up. Their families know that their loved ones are just up in this tin can orbiting the Earth. You know what I mean? Like, and they can't get them. And this one, what? Good. Fuck you.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. And this guy's like, fuck that shit. We're Air Force guys. We're going to go get him. And so they come up with this plan, and they literally have like 42 hours. That's how much oxygen the astronauts have. This is not based off a true story, but it is a very eerily similarly to Apollo 13. The difference is Apollo 13 obviously is a true story. They go all the way around the moon and back. This one is just around the Earth. They're just orbiting, and then they go to the thing, and they're just trying to get back down to Earth, right? Without burning up or dying. And so it comes to a point where they just have to sit there and wait, but it gets really existential because they're like, take your pills and sleep so you don't consume as much oxygen. And Gene Hackman's like, they want us to sleep while we buy it, you know? And it's like, oh, Gene's losing it, you know? And they eventually have to tell them that because of certain circumstances and a hurricane is down on the ground so they can't launch in time, but one of them has to die. For the oxygen to last until they can actually get to them and rescue them, one of them has to die. And this is 1969, right? So you're like, wow, this is some heavy fucking shit subject matter for this time. So it makes the movie really, really good. I will say the ending, and I won't tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil this movie that's 70 fucking years old. But let me spoil it. Let me not spoil it. The ending of the movie is very, very trite, and there's a couple of plot holes where you're like, okay, that doesn't make sense that this had to happen, and it's just for dramatic effect. But it ends kind of abruptly. But again, technically sound. The effects are pretty good. And if you want to see Gene Hackman just being a nut without oxygen, hey, man, it's my fault. I'm the one who did it. All right, Buzz. That's his name in the movie.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
And then he throws a basketball to Jimmy Chittum. And he's like, hit the shot, big guy.
And then he sinks it.
And then Dennis Hopper comes in and he's drunk. What movie are we watching? Oh, Battle Off Topic with Jake and Tyler.